Aha, hello there, welcome back to All the Mods 10, welcome back to Minecolonies, and welcome back to, of course, the Shire. Now I say this every episode, but things really are going really well. We have not had a single colonist die, everybody's kind of getting happy, everybody's kind of getting their needs met. I don't think I've ever had a more successful colony than this. Last episode we built the university, and we're going to be taking care of that because we need to hire some dudes, but of course I told you guys I was going to upgrade 3 of the houses up to level 2. And so here they are, the one above the builder's hut, that's now level 2. And of course, these 2 residences behind the town hall, they're also level 2. That gives us space for 3 more dudes. Pretty exciting. Now I think while we've been doing that, some kids have already been born and maybe even grown up. So let's go and take a look. Alright, here we go. Now hot off the presses, I've been reading the comments and you guys have voiced some serious concerns about this tower on the horizon. Apparently that's a pillager tower, and that would make a lot of sense because when we were doing some stuff around the chef's hut, the restaurant, we had a couple of issues. We had a pillager walk down from the tower. Now, luckily we were there to deflect him, but if it happens when we're not paying attention, it could come over and kill somebody like Bob McGill over here, or Purple Lady, who knows? Hey, oh my god, it's Samwise frickin' Ganji! What is he doing? He hasn't seen me. Looks like that rude son of a gun is fishing in... Oh, I don't think there's any fish in that weird little pond, but... Well, we'll leave him to it. He hasn't spotted us yet, so let's just get out of here. Now, of course, yeah, so the best way to see who's moved in is to go to the residences. This is level 2, so if we right-click on the residence, we'll be able to see if we manage housing, who lives here. Ah, so it's Dainestra. She's a researcher, but she works really far away. So we're going to set it to manual, we're going to unassign that, because that's way too far for someone to go to work. Then we're going to go over here to, I reckon, this Hobbit house up here. Although, I think even this Hobbit house is a bit too far away for a researcher to live, and that's a really good point. So do you know what? I've been walking around, and what I've done is I've arranged my backpack with some important bits and bobs. Take a look. So we've of course got our resource scrolls, those are essential for keeping track of what the builders need. But also you'll see here I've got 8 guard towers and 6 residences. And this is because as we're going around, we're going to want to just plop down extra residences here and there and extra guard towers. Because remember, you want a house near to where everybody works, so it doesn't take them too long to get home. And you want a guard tower near where they work and where they live, so they remain happy and safe. Now there's a guard tower here, right next to the uni, so I think we're okay with that. But we could stand to put a residence right here. Eventually we're going to have like 4 or 5 researchers inside this building. Oh, and there she is, hard at work, Dainestra, doing some research, sure. So I reckon what I want to do is I want to try and put the Long Barrow residence over here. It's in Shire Editions, it's the Long Barrow, and if I remember rightly, this kind of was designed so it should be embedded in a mountain. So if we just maneuver this around, yeah, there we go. This is actually going to be perfect for this location. It's a bit of an L shape, but we can plug this in, move it real far back, so it's nice and flush, and oh yeah, is that not the perfect location for a house? You know what, my dudes, I think it very well might be, so we'll have to tidy up afterwards because that looks a bit flat and dull, but have yourselves a drink because we're going to pull the trigger. And Toodles is pretty close, so we're just going to leave him to, ooh. Now this is a real dangerous build actually, some monsters could crawl out of this cavern, and that's not what we want. But we'll put Toodles on this because even if he doesn't have the bits to build it, he's at least going to start digging and preparing the area. So I really don't want Toodles to die. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to quickly dig up some dirt. Pretty easy to do this, just, you know, ulti-mine here and there. Grab yourself a couple of stacks. Very nice. And what we're going to do is we're going to like loosely cover up this hole just to protect Toodles against any dudes coming out of this, this hole. Because the last thing you want is a dude coming out of your hole. Oh, and yeah, I see a spawner down there, which means there's... Oh no, there's a little baby zombie. Oh my god. Yeah, we got to cover this up because we do not want Toodles to become zombie chow. Oh no, he's here. Toodles, help me. You bastard. Oh my god, baby zombies. Why are baby zombies so much scarier than adults? Who knows? Oh yeah, they are coming out thick and fast. I think that's like a baby zombie spawner. Oh my god, look at this. Yeah, it's like the legions of the... Oh my god. I think he had like an enchanted... Let's go back, because they're going to kill Toodles. No, they're going to get him. No. Oh my god. My guys, it's happened. We lost our first Hobbit to a legion of baby zombies. Oh my god, what a way to go. Toodles devoured by freaky zombie children. Oh my god, that is terrible. That is terrible. And I think the problem is one of these little baby zombies spawned with like an enchanted thing. Oh, well, we're going to have a memorial for Toodles later on. Devastating. But we always knew it was going to happen. Someone was going to die at some point. I'm kind of glad we were here for it. We witnessed his last moments. He didn't die alone. He died with me. But unfortunately, Toodles doesn't respawn. So, ripperoni and pepperoni. Whew, okay, so the hole's been blocked up. We got all the stuff from Toodles' backpack. We got a lot of death rewards because oh my god, we died like 3 times there. But we'll have to have a remembrance service for Toodles later. We don't have a graveyard yet. But, oh man, well, on the flip side, exciting times, my dudes. A new slot just opened for a hobbit who wants to be a builder. It's a very dangerous job. Usually the first person to go. And, oh my god, we're not surprised. We could get Samwise, but I think he wants to be a fisherman. So, who's it going to be? Who can we get? Manage workers? There's no one here. So obviously, because Toodles died, it opened up a slot, and we will have a child being born, and we can make them a builder. But we'll have to wait until that child is born, I think. So what about the new dudes that have arrived so far? Let's go over here and take a look at the town hall. Oh yeah, everyone's sad because Toodles died. So Danestra arrived, and she became a researcher. Who else has arrived? Oh yeah, we got Jules Jenkins. Let's see what he is. Oh, he's a child, so he doesn't have a job. Makes a lot of sense. And it looks like another child has been born. Dig No Touching. Oh my god, that's a messy name. What is going on with that name? What even is that name? Let's right click on him. Oh no, it's 2 people in 1. That's what's going on there. There we go, that's worked. Sorry, Jules, didn't want to smack you, but there we go. Dig No Touching the Phoenix. Well, we're going to grab a name tag. Like that, and we're going to change him to Dig No Touching, because that's a name. And there we go, bam, Dig No Touching will grow up. Likewise, Jules Jenkins, and one of those dudes is going to become our new builder. We'll have to have a ceremony later on at the end of the episode to commemorate Toodles' contributions to the colony, because he's done so much for the Shire. Super sad to see him go. But exciting times, my dudes. We got the university built, which means we have a researcher now, and we can start doing research. This is big. And of course, the biggest thing on our list was, yeah, a hospital. So it's stamina, I think. This unlocks the hospital, and it costs 1 carrot. So let's do a quick overview of how research in Minecolonies works. Research is what you need to do to improve your colonists and to unlock new buildings. To do the research, you click on the university, and there's a tab called Research. There are 3 different fields: civilian, combat, and technology. We'll look at civilian. They're all pretty similar. The research is split up into different levels. At level 1 of the university, you can only research the first layer. At level 2, the next, and so on and so forth. At level 5, you can do the normal ones, but on the right, there is the special end tier research. Now, you can only select one of these per tab. So in civilian, you can only pick one of Guardian Angel or Athlete or Academic. You're locked in. To do the research, you need to unlock the tier before it, and each level of research takes twice as long as the previous one. So you'll see here, this says 30 minutes remaining. That's not 30 minutes real lifetime. That's 30 minutes of the researcher actually doing work at the university. So every time Danestra goes to sleep, the counter just stops. So they've got to be working for that whole 30 minutes. Then it goes up to an hour, then 2 hours, then 4 hours, 8 hours, and finally 16 hours worth of research. Crazy. Also, as you level up the building, every single level lets you hire another researcher. So at level 5, you can be researching 5 different researchers at the same time. 5 different techs. And lastly, every single tech has a material cost. So if we want to research Keen to unlock the library, we're going to need 3 books. And if we want to unlock first aid, we're going to need 8 hay bales. Pretty simple. Have I gone over all the basics? Yeah, pretty much. Now, like I said, some buildings are locked behind this. If you go down technology, you'll see that if we want to get the flower shop, we need to do this research to be able to build it. And some researches have other criteria before you can unlock it. For example, if you want to research biodegradable, we need to have farms totaling at least 3 levels. So 1 farm at level 3 will meet this, or 3 farms at level 1 will also meet this. Now this is a good one for us because it helps speed up our farmers, and I think, yeah, farming is so important to the Shire. A composter's hut is a big one, but obviously we have to wait until the hospital is unlocked and the stamina research is done. And it's going fairly quickly. If you look at this, the bar is filling up slowly. So I reckon that's going to be done before the episode ends, and I think we can probably build the hospital this episode. But night has fallen, and that is a quick explanation of the system. Oh man, devastating. Well, it's good that a colonist died now. I was kind of worried about when that would happen, and now it has happened. I'm a bit less worried. Let's go and see if a child has grown up yet, so we can hire them as a builder. At this point, we just really want anyone, so we're not super worried about stats. Oh, look at this. They've both grown up, and I think Jules Jenkins has got the better stats for this. So, you are our new builder. Get over here. Jules will automatically take the job of Toodles that he had before, but he wants some stuff. Oh, so here's another thing as well. When a colonist dies, everybody downs tools. It's complete halt on the colony. Everybody stops working for 1 day. And that's really going to slow things down, so that's another reason why you do want to look after your colonists. When they die, the entire colony shuts down. Devastating. Oh. But we'll give Jules Jenkins the tools that Toodles had. So to quickly get into a colonist's inventory, you can hold crouch and right click, and it will automatically open up their backpack. This is good for just like quickly getting stuff into a colonist, like carrots or potatoes if you want to cure them. But there you go, there's a shovel, there's a hoe, there's a paxel. Good to go, and there's a pickaxe. Don't know why you'd be using these and not the paxel, but sure, whatever, we'll give you the choice. But yeah, do you know what? Let's put down another house as well. We're going to need a lot of housing, and we're going to need to get this leveled up pretty consistently. I think the long barrow next to the university, we can dedicate to researchers living there. We'll level up that house as we level up the university, and that should be pretty good. And that's a good way of doing it, leveling up the houses as you need dudes around. Now, another thing we're going to need a lot of is going to be couriers. So I'm kind of thinking another couple of those kind of stacked houses you see over there, the tall barrows, would work really well next to the tavern. But also pretty soon we're going to have to start looking into both mines and lumberjacks. Those are the 2 other big production tiers. You've got agriculture, which is farms, you've got lumberjack, which is wood, and the mine encompasses both stone and metals. So they're all pretty important, and they're all things we want to get. And yeah, they're all going to be around this end of the colony, so a couple of tall barrows here to house all of our workers is going to be a good shout. Let's put those down. So here's a good position. I reckon we'll press tick on that. We'll make it work. You can always come back into these buildings and just tidy up the outsides. Even if they don't look like they fit when you first put them down, you can always make them work after the fact. We'll just use our diamond pickaxe because I'm being a bit lazy here. And we'll just ulti-mine a bit of dirt out of the way too. There is the hut block, but I don't want to spend all day digging, so we'll give this to Lyra and have her do this as well. There we go. She'll dig this out, and yeah, we want to get a load more residences down, just spot them about, but we also want to save it because you want to put them in the right spots. You want to make sure you get that right. Also, we're going to need a guard tower, and I feel like just one over here will be good, near to the farm. These farms are going to want guard towers anyway, but one over here that we can kind of match up with that one is going to work as like a bit of a tunnel as well. Yeah, right here looks good, and we'll get this built by Lyra as well. Build options, Lyra, and away you go. We'll just leave this to brew in the background. So, okay, let's have a think. What are we looking at this episode? We've got the guard tower there, we've got another residence being built there, we've got the long barrow going on over there, and the research is being done in the hospital. Now, another thing I want to plan out is the lumberjack. It's really slowing me down having to go away and dig up oak and come back and give it to our builders. I need a way for us to get renewable oak and wood in the colony. It's going to become really essential later on. So let's go and make ourselves some lumberjacks. So we'll get some oak logs out of here, which we can turn into planks. And what is the recipe for the forest? Is it a forester? Forester? Yeah, it is. It's the forester's hut. He's not a lumberjack, he's a forester. And I think we're going to want 2. So we're going to use a stone axe to make this. This will be quite good. So basically you want to look at the style that you're doing. You want to take a look at all the buildings, all the previews, and try and remember in your head what kind of woods they use. For Shire, it's very simple. The primary wood it uses is oak. Oak is everywhere, so a lumberjack dedicated to oak is a smart move. The secondary one, well, the clue is in Bag End. It's got a lot of spruce. So the second forester is going to be dedicated to spruce. Now you can add more foresters for more trees, but also you can have multiple different tree types on foresters, right? So if you want to have one forester do both oak and spruce at the same time, you can do that too. I think this is going to work really well next to the farms, but also the thing with the forester is they do benefit from having a lot of room to do their tree stuff. So yeah, do you know what? I think that works quite well. 2 foresters, this side of the farm, we can have a bit of a forest section here that people can walk through next to the farms. I think that'll work quite well. Now this, my friends, is by no means a small building, but you can see it does come with an area kind of dedicated to tree planting. Yeah, there we go. That's going to be ideal. So you can come out of this guard tower, walk through the forest. Yeah, we'll make it like a walkable forest area. And then we'll flip the other one and have it over here facing the other way. I think that'll look pretty good. Just in case, let's look at Forester Alt. Okay, so this building is a little bit different. It seems... Oh, this is much smaller, isn't it? Much more bespoke. Pretty basic though, pretty outdoorsy. What does it look like at level 5 though? That's the big question. Whoa, okay. That looks amazing. Look at this building over here. That looks so cool. I like that a lot. What about the regular hut at level 5? Because we did not look at the regular forester at level 5. So at level 5, what do you look like? Ooh, I do like this. This is a pretty cool forester's hut. Well, do you know what, my dudes? I think we got room for both. We do have room for both. So we'll put number 1 here. I like the look of this. It's like a nice location. Tick the box on that, and then we'll put the second one, the alternative one, right behind it over here. Yeah, there we go, my dudes. I think that's going to be perfect over here. It's a little bit more raised up, but this entire area is going to be dedicated to trees. So we'll tick the box on that. And once the other guys are done building the residence and the guard tower and the other residence, we'll get them on this. But it does give us a big question, right? So number 1, I should have come over here for vines to build my mossy cobblestone. That was a bit of a slip up. But also, what is this thing? So this building right here, this weird kind of shrine, altar to evil or whatever it is from a mod called Evilcraft. You can tell because you go in the middle, it's an environmental accumulator from Evilcraft. Now I read a comment from you guys saying there is a way for you to change biomes using the environmental accumulator. And do you know what? I'm really tempted to change the savanna we have over there into the kind of regular forest green hills we have over here. That's a really good idea. And I think we will do that, not this episode, but we're going to look into that, look into a way to do that and get that sorted. Oh, an ender pearl, that's going to come in handy. A Drigme token might come in handy. Some bones, some gold, all this good stuff. There's a chest over here as well. We might get lucky, might get like a relic. That's what we're looking for. No, but diamonds, ender pearls. These are all good things. We'll grab some stuff, leave the rest, put it in our backpack for now. It is all nicely arranged, but we can, go in here and tidy this up later. This is what a backpack is for anyway. But yeah, what we'll do is we'll work out how we can change the biome. Once we know, we'll come over here, and I think we're going to destroy this big altar. It's cool and everything, but it doesn't really fit with the Hobbit aesthetic. And it's in the way. We're going to want to put buildings down. We're going to have to remove what's already here. You have to destroy before you can create. So my dudes, that's kind of it. We've got 2 foresters' huts on the go, 2 residences, 1 guard tower. For now, I think that's a lot to put on the plate of our new builder, Jules Jenkins. Let's see how Danestra is coming along with the research, because we're waiting for her before we can do the hospital as well. So it's going... Oh, okay. So we've got 15 minutes remaining. that's about enough time for me to go around, grab the oak, the stone, the bits and bobs we need to get these residences built. Then, I think, it should be pretty safe now. We've covered things over. Oh, no, wait. Watch out. Jules? No, it looks like he hasn't uncovered. Yeah, I think we're safe here. But we'll get the materials these guys need and slip into time-lapse mode and watch these buildings being built. Okay, so the first build is going to be the Long Barrow House. It's a pretty cool residence from Shire Editions. Parking this next to the university is a really smart move. Residences can hold 5 civilians, and a university can hold 5 researchers. And I feel like this area over here is going to become the education area, so we're probably going to need a bit of a campus going on, and that's a cool idea. Like a university, loads of housing, a library, and a school, all wrapped up as like some kind of education campus. Hobbit University. I like the sound of that. Anyway, that's the house done. Let's move on to the other house, the guard tower, and of course our 2 lumberjacks. So here we go, a simple guard tower and a simple house right next to where we're going to put our foresters' huts. And I want to get this up on the levels. I think we want the house to be level 2 because we have 2 foresters' huts, and having them both in the same house, it's just going to be great. I mean, they're both doing the same job, so they can chat after work, they can have some beers, you know, crack open a cold one after a hard day's login, you know, or whatever hobbits do. It took some time for the usual reasons. These guard towers, yeah, when the builders dig the hole, they get stuck in the hole. It takes them a while to reset, but they do get back to work, and they do finish the job. And these hobbit holes that are in the sides of mountains, they're great. I love them to bits, but it does take the builder a fair few minutes to actually dig out the hole. Once it's there though, the building goes up relatively quick, and here we go. We have a residence and we have a guard tower. And that's all super fantastic and perfect, and it looks like a guard has already come over here. Oh, it's dig no touching. Well, we're going to change you, obviously, to be an archer, because we're going heavy on the archers this series, because one of you guys in the comment section said, let's do that, and you know what? I'm on board. So fire you as a knight and hire you as an archer. Oh, actually, maybe we get Kyle Longstaff in here because he does have better stats for this. So, Dig, you're probably going to be a lumberjack. Hope you're okay with that. So yeah, we've got 2 areas over here for the lumberjacking. We've cleared out most of the grass. There is also this pre-generated hobbit hut. So we'll raid this because there might be some good booty in here. Always worth digging up the carpet and, oh, no. So sometimes these hobbit huts have secret dungeons, and sometimes they don't. Looks like this one doesn't, so we can clear this out, and yeah, I want to just flatten this. Once this thing's out of the way, we'll give the builders the things they need, and we can watch the lumberjack huts go up. Now, the lumberjack huts are a really good moment. Honestly, getting wood on the reg is huge, so I can't wait to see these being built. So it looks like we have another race on our hands. 2 lumberjacks, 2 builders, but only 1 winner in this legendary face-off between a couple of hobbits trying to build a building. Yeah, sure. Now Lyra's building is much smaller, so she is the inside favorite. But you never know. Accidents can happen, builders can get stuck, you never know who's really gonna win. But yeah, it didn't take too long for these to go up, and it was no surprise that Lyra with the smaller lumberjack hut built hers much quicker. But that's pretty exciting. We've got 2 new huts to configure, and I can teach you guys exactly how a lumberjack hut works. There's a bit of nuance to it, so let's jump in and get started. Okay, so let's hop on over and take a look. Looks like we've already got 1 person over here as a lumberjack. Espia Yamato has automatically been hired. Now, that's not supposed to be Espia's name, so we'll rename her in a second. But over here, we have another lumberjack's hut, and this one doesn't have anybody working here because, of course, we don't have the room on the colony. We don't have... Oh, no, we do. And it's dig no touching. Well, okay, let's get Espia renamed to her proper name, which is just Espia, and then we can talk about lumberjacks. So the first thing we're going to need to do is grab some tools for our resident lumberjacks, and we're going to come over here to the warehouse, and there's 1 paxel. I thought we had more in here. I guess they've been taken out. Because, yeah, a paxel works as an axe as well, so I have a theory that our lumberjacks are going to be okay using them. But we'll give it a go. So we'll recall Espia over here, shift right click on her. Oh yeah, so she's already picked up an iron paxel. I reckon that means dig no touching. Has he grabbed the other one? Let's go and take a look. Oh, what are you doing? No, no, don't, not this tree. Oh no, he's ruined the tree. Dig. Dig, what are you doing? Let's pause dig, because if you're not careful, yeah, these lumberjacks can run wild and dig up trees. Man, I like that tree as well. Look at what he's done to my beautiful tree. Oh, dig. Dig, dig, dig. So basically, yeah, you're going to want to configure your lumberjacks, and because we were doing the time-lapse thing, we let this slip. So the first thing you're going to want to do is dedicate an area to trees. Now we are going to just dig away some of these, oh man, seeds. Dig away some of this grass, because I think this area down here is going to make a nice little orchard for us. To configure the lumberjack, you're going to need a special tool. So we're going to grab this from both of the foresters' huts. Here we are, it's selection tools, obtain one tool for this hut, and then we'll go over to the other huts and obtain one for there. There, wait. Oh, so when you grab a tool, it replaces the old one, so we'll have to do these one at a time. So we'll come over here, select saplings, we'll leave them all set to on and just make sure she has a very specific selection area. So there's other settings as well. You can set your lumberjack to replant what they dig up, that's important. Zoning mode, I don't know exactly what it does, but when you try and turn it on, it automatically turns off, so I guess it doesn't work. Break leaves means the lumberjack won't just dig the trees, they'll break the leaves, but they won't gather them, they'll just break them. If you want them to gather the leaves, you have to select use shears, so they use shears to gather those leaves. The lumberjack comes with a few custom recipes. They can strip your logs from regular logs into wood or stripped logs. Pretty good. And of course, there's some building statistics. Apparently, Espia got logs. Wait, where did she get logs from? Oh, this is worrying. So you got to watch out for your lumberjacks, because if they're not careful, they'll dig up your precious, precious buildings. So the first thing you're going to want to do with the selection tool is set an area. Here, I reckon this is a good spot. And put the first selection point here. Left click. Position A set. Now we come over here and select position B. And we want this to be like a bit of a square directly in between both forester huts. So I think about here is good too. This gives us some room to work with over here to put paths and stuff. Maybe a composter's hut, because that could be good. And inside this green square is where these dudes are going to try and plant trees. So this is Espia's. Now once we've done this, we can go over here to the forester's hut and give her back the tool. You don't have to put the forester tool in here, because once she has it assigned, she'll already get off and start planting. This is going to be pretty good, because wood can be used for a number of things. Very importantly, you need wood to make charcoal. Comes in very handy for that. There we go, that's a nice big area, and we'll give that to dig, no touching. Just toss this forest tool in the inventory for now. And that's basically it. All that we have to do now is give these guys the actual saplings, and they should start planting. We'll remove some of this grass, because that could cause problems, and also maybe we'll neaten off the area a bit, make this a bit less of a hill, a bit less of like a cliff face, and even off that dirt. It's a bit hilly here, but I like that. We're going to try and stick with the contours of the landscape, and not get too terraformy with how we modify the areas. But there we go, that should be both configured. Let's go and grab some saplings. Now configuring the lumberjack's hut is really tricky. Sometimes they just don't like the area you've given them for wood. So there's an oak, there's an oak, there's an oak, a few of these oaks, loads of oaks. But persevere and eventually they will kind of work. You just got to keep jimmying them, keep kind of tinkering with their settings, until you find something that, well, yeah, works. And there we go, there's some spruce saplings down. So these will grow over time, and the lumberjacks should come over and dig the trees. But we'll monitor this. We'll have to wait for these trees to grow, but we'll come back later, double check they're working. Now there is one more important thing to consider when you put down a lumberjack's hut in Minecolonies, especially if you're using a mod pack. So there are some mods, specifically productive bees and productive trees, that cause sometimes trees to spawn with beehives in them. There's like special logs with beehives. I'll see if I can go and find one of those as an example. Aha, yeah, here we go. This is what I'm talking about. So you see here, there's a little hole in the log there, and a closer look shows us this is an acacia nest. Now, every now and again, a tree, when you plant one, will spawn within these nests. And if the Lumberjack tries to dig this up, they just can't. It really messes them up. They don't know what this is, they're scared of bees, and they don't do it. So you have to go into either the productive trees or productive bees config, it's one of them, and make sure you set that to not spawn hives when new trees are planted. It's tricky to find, and I can't remember exactly where it is, but I'm sure you guys can work it out in the configs. But it's a very important thing. Failing that, you could just remove productive trees and productive bees if you don't want to mess with those mods. That's also totally fine. And you know what? I'm sick of bees, so I 100% get where you're coming from there. But that, my dudes, brings us to the end of the episode. The research for the hospital must have been done by now, which means next episode we can start building that and maybe do some more research. I'm thinking the next most important thing for us is a library or a school, somewhere where the unemployed dudes and the kids can have a job, hone their skills, level up before we put them in their final roles. Now it's time. Yeah, at the end of the episode, we're going to have a memorial. So my friends, as the sun sets in-game, it also sets on Toodles' life. He will be remembered. He was a great builder. He built some cool buildings and didn't die until very late in the game, which is surprising. He was quicker than Lyra in the race to build what were they building? Farms or something? I don't remember. Ah, well, you will be missed, Toodles. So yeah, pour one out for you. Rest in peace, my dudes. So a massive thank you for watching this episode. Next episode, we're going to look into what we researched, the hospital, and I reckon maybe the school, the library, but we have 2 foresters now. There's a lot of decoration as well to be done between episodes, so I'm going to see if I can tidy up where the new house is, get it to level 2 so that both Lumberjacks can live there, and tidy up some of the paths. But a massive thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Let me know who you think the next death is going to be, or exciting times. And until next time, take care.